The beach. Everyone loves it. That is, until a storm surge hit. Ha! Bet you weren't expecting that, loser. Should have had a coral reef to stop it.
Yeah, boy.
You see, my friends, instead of just protecting our shorelines, coral reefs serve some other benefits. They have an inherent value to themselves. They provide food. We've even gotten some medication from them. And of course, let's not forget those recreational activities. You see, coral reefs are some of the most diverse places on planet Earth. They have everything from jellyfish to fish to eels, hummingbirds, deer, dragons, a horsey. You see, reefs also come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. You have patch reefs, fringe reefs, barrier reefs, and atolls. They also differ within themselves. A lot of the stony, harder corals tend to live on the reef crest, while the more brittle, weak species tend to live in the middle and more towards the inside. Now, let's talk about how corals work for a second, specifically how they eat, because it's weird. They have these spicy little shits in them called zooxanthellae. They're dinoflagellate that we don't know if they are keeping the coral hostage or the coral's keeping them hostage. It's kind of weird. But if they lose that zooxanthellae, they die. Here's an example of it. So the question is, what's causing that to happen? Well, it's simple. It's climate change. You see, when corals expel their zooxanthellae, they bleach. And there's a problem with that. When they do that, they become susceptible to a lot of things, mostly starvation. They just starve and die. But when they starve and die, other factors kind of make life on the reef worse. Pollution, more pollution. That kind of stuff just tends to mess with the reef after a while. One of the biggest ones is actually excess chemicals. So how is that caused? How does that get into the water? Well, it's quite simple, really. Yeah, it's farming, lots of agricultural runoff, even from like your own garden if you have one. Yeah, it doesn't matter really where you live. That's all gonna make it into a waterway somehow and then lead it to the ocean. See, the problem really isn't the excess nutrients. Well, it is, but the problem is what eats the nutrients. Coral reefs normally don't get a lot. And having excess nutrients tends to spark the growth of algae, and algae and coral don't really get along. So yeah, that's stop over fertilizing your stuff. I know I know exactly who you are. I know exactly what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I've seen you do it. You listen here, you son of a bitch. I know what you're fucking doing. You're killing the corals. You're the reason why this country's going